You're from Namibia, right?
So,
You're from Namibia.
hello?
You're from Namibia, right?
Yeah, I'm from Namibia.
Okay. What did you learn out
Yeah,
of
I'm
my
from
video?
Namibia.
What did you learn?
I have learned about you. You were explaining how how the gold business works, and sometimes as buyers, they get scammed because they want this thing. They don't want to follow procedure. In terms of you've explained that it's not easy, seller. You have government taxes to be paid. You have workers to be paid, and there are some rules that need to be followed.
Correct.
Because people from Dubai, they can be sometimes very bossy. And you're talking about the gentleman from Iran, and you're talking about also another person that was from the Philippines. But you explained a lot of things which are very, very interesting.
Thank you that you learn out of that. Thank you very much. In fact, I have a buyer from South Africa, and he's very aggro. He's very rude.
Okay.
Yeah, I just finished my live video on Facebook, and I explain about his rudeness, and he doesn't want to send a formal L.O.I, and he's a little bit of aggro. So I came live so that I could explain it to the world that the future buyer would understand. You need to send an L.O.I to introduce yourself, who you are. Yes. Is that right?
Yeah, very, very. No, yeah. It's very right.
So that at least you learn from my video channel, my YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah, I have learned a lot. Where are you?
Sorry?
Where are you now? Like, where are you located?
I'm based in Australia. Well, I only travel when the buyer is real. I accompany the buyer. Yeah. And I do charge my extra service.
I am.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, I understand. Because for me, I've been taking. I'm a for gold for my buyers, but most people we've been finding. It's just long story.
Is it? And then? Where's your buyer before when you were searching gold on behalf of your buyer? Where he coming from?
It's coming from Ukraine.
Where?
Ukraine.
Ukraine, okay. And what did the buyer was looking for?
Yeah. We are looking for at least a 12-month contract for at least 1,000 kg per month.
Okay.
And a trial of 500 F.O.B.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we can do that. We have tons of gold. Yes, we do.
Okay.
What you have to do?
So
yeah.
The only thing that we...
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry?
Go ahead, Wella. Go ahead.
What they were looking for, I noticed the discount. We're asking at least looking for a discount of 16%.
16%. Too much. Too much. I can give him at least maximum of 10%, not 16%. He's buying money.
Oh, how much?
10% maximum. It depends on how much quantity. Yes. He has to convince to me. Yeah?
Around 500.
And
then max 1,000.
First of all, you go back to your buyer. Don't be excited. The buyer has to send a formal L.O.I called letter of intent to purchase coming from the buyer. Because I need to validate the buyer.
Okay.
Yeah?
Okay. All right.
Not cut and paste. This is $1 million we're talking. I have to screen the buyer thoroughly before we consider his pricing discount. I will study his letter of intent. I will. But not 16%.
Okay, no problem.
but not 16%. I might consider a little bit of maybe 11%. Yes. But he has to convince me. He has to he has to send an LOI first. Then we will respond to his letter of intent. Yeah.
No problem, I understand.
I will give you the full corporate offer. You know what? You know why, Willa? When you watch the video on my YouTube channel, just take it easy. There's a saying, click on show more. The full corporate offer is on every video. Yes. You have to learn. Because I don't have time to teach people. I put everything online because I want the buyer to understand. I would only determine which seller I'm going to put the buyer. Either I'm going to put the buyer in Mali, either in Sierra Leone or Conakry. But I have to look at the intention to purchase from the buyer. I have to.
Okay, no.
Because I'm the mandate. I'm the boss. I have the power to say yes or no. And I have the power to negotiate the price for the buyer. You got me?
Oh, yeah, I understand. Yeah.
Then the buyer will receive a letter from the head office. He will see everything. The name of the seller, the profile of the seller. Because we need to build business relationship with the buyer. Yes. The buyer would be happy. Yeah.
Of course,
Mm.
yeah. No, that's the best way because at the end of the day, as long as, a business can be concluded, it's better. It's better than just wasting time, with people that are not serious.
There's so many fake buyers, just like this South African buyer. He's very rude. He can only afford to buy 1 kilo. Yeah. He doesn't have the money.
And then
1 kilo. He doesn't know how to introduce himself.
C.I.F.
Hi?
Okay. But,
He doesn't know how to introduce himself.
do you also have C.I.F.?
C.I.F. no. Cost insurance and freight, no.
Okay. Only F.O.B.
Yes. That is why I want to talk to the buyer because I would like to encourage the buyer to start a trial. Maybe 20, 50 kilos. Then he can increase 500, 1,000 kilos. Because he doesn't know us and we don't know the buyer. We need to be careful. Because this is money he's buying.
Yeah, of course, they need to be trusted.
Exactly. And I need to talk to the buyer because I don't want the buyer to lose his money. And I don't want my seller to lose his gold. Yeah.
Of course, yeah. It's a win-win situation.
Yeah. So you understand now what I'm saying?
No, I understand you 100%.
Mm-hmm. So how long you been following Wilhelmina? How long? How many months?
I've been following you ever since last year.
Yeah, really last year. And what happened since last year?
Last year. Yeah. Because last year what happened is this with this lockdown, this lockdown messed up a lot of business.
Well, it depends on the country. Yes, in Australia we're locked down. I just come back from Africa last year. Lucky that I was not caught by lockdown. Yeah. I would travel this year. Yeah, go ahead.
Even here in our country, it was locked down.
Is it?
Last year, around March, the lockdown was just locked down. Until late August, that's when they were like the lockdown. Some of people lifted a little because, the COVID here was a very problem. Because Namibia and South Africa are just neighbors. So it was a problem.
But Namibia has gold as well. Don't you know that Namibia has gold deposit and diamond? Don't you know that?
Yeah. The thing is, in the problem with diamond and gold is very complicated here because for you to get the mining license, for you to get the mining license and what it's not a problem. For you to get the finances not to start your own mine, that is the problem.
Oh.
You find out that most of the companies like in Namibia, it's those ones like B2 Goldie, and those big companies are the ones that are just enjoying the resources.
Yeah, even Australian mining companies in Namibia, Mali, Conakry, Ghana, Sierra Leone. There's a lot of mining company from Australia is in Africa. Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, that's the problem. So for you as a small miner, you need finances for you to start your own. For me to get the mining license, to get what is not the problem, but the finances for you to set up your own mine, it's not easy.
Correct. I understand because I've been to Africa and I've been to the mines and it's not easy. To get the mining license, it costs $45,000 to apply.
Imagine, yes.
Imagine that. And to get the export license is $7,000. Can you imagine that? Just to get the piece of paper.
So it's the only
Yeah.
Of course, so the only people that get access to those monies are those people that are already rich.
Correct.
You, if you don't have money, it's a problem.
My seller is very rich. My seller is very rich. He's a big corporation, a family corporation. Just to get the license, to apply a license, is $45,000. To get the export license is $7,000. $52,000 to get the piece of paper. Yeah? Only a piece of paper, $52,000. It's really big money for African. Yeah.
Too much money. You don't even know that.
Exactly. But this buyer, they just want bring the good to Dubai. We're not interested. He's buying money to make money, so he has to spend money. Yeah.
Of course, it's like that. Because who will just agree just to take you the gold just like that. All this when you just order when it's delivered.
Gold is king. Gold is cash. Yeah. You have the money, we have the gold.
Of course.
Yeah. Believe me, if you mention my name to other broker, everybody knows Wilhelmina. They don't like me. They don't like my name. They're allergic of my name. Yeah. I don't know why they're allergic.
No, like you said, it's not professional business.
Exactly. Anyway, just tell your buyer to send a letter of intent. We will see. I will see. Okay? And then we will respond to your buyer. Alright? And don't worry, you will be looked after by Wilhelmina. Don't worry. Make sure your buyer is real.
No problem. Thank you very much.
I will look after you. Don't worry.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You will be happy. You will gonna be happy bringing your money into the bank. So just let me handle the deal, because you don't know how to handle this deal. Okay?
No, I understand.
You understand now?
Yes, madam, I understand.
So you're happy that you've been following my video, my YouTube channel. You're happy. You learn a lot.
I've learned a lot. I have learned a lot. I like the fact that you are straightforward and you're transparent.
Thank you very much. You should make a comment on my YouTube channel if you learn or not. You should. Yeah. Have you visited my Facebook platform? Have you visited my Facebook? It's more extensive on my Facebook.
Yeah, that is how I found out about you. That was last year through Facebook. That is how I came across. Yeah.
I see. Oh, well, at least you found. We are now on the global village. Easy to find a supplier. But the problem is you will never find a supplier unless you will see Wilhelmina, because I'm the mandate. I'm the one who put everything online. Yes.
Of course.
So
Of course.
thank you very much, Wala, and thank you very much, and we will catch up with you and go back to your buyer that we need an LOI attention to Wilhelmina. Okay?
No problem, I'll do.
Okay. Our conversation is live. You will hear this video on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook. Everything you call me, I was live. I was live.
No problem. No problem. You can just put it so I can also share it on Facebook.
Yeah, we are live. You're gonna see that. You're gonna hear, or you can watch our conversation on my YouTube channel and also link on my Facebook. At least you learn a lot that you found Wilhelmina. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Definitely. That I highly appreciate it.
At least your buyer as well learn that you have been communicating with Wilhelmina. Your buyer would appreciate that you are really working for your buyer and you found the real seller. That is how you convince your buyer that you were talking to Wilhelmina. You show this video conversation to your buyer. Okay?
Definitely will do so.
All right. Thank you, Wella. Thank you very much, and take good care in Namibia because of the coronavirus. India. Look at India. I feel sorry for the people in India. Let us pray for the soul of India, from India.
I feel sorry.
Yeah.
Of course, India, they need prayer.
Yeah, needs prayer. And God is punishing us. God is punishing the world because we forgotten God. We offended God. That's why this disaster, this turbulence. Yeah.
What we are in.
Yeah, just pray. Just pray that you will be protected from coronavirus. And the people in India, we will pray for their soul as well. All right?
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. I'll do.
All right. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening and good morning to you in Namibia. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Okay, thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much that I have a conversation from Namibia. He is a buyer's mandate. And he has been following Wilhelmina since last year. And he learned a lot. That is the kind of buyer's agent that he wanted to learn. Believe me, Mr. Buyer, you will never find a person who is very straightforward except Wilhelmina. I always mention my background. I used to be in real estate. And I've been top salesperson in real estate. We are selling acreage in Southside, in Jimbumba, in Ipswich, in Toowoomba, in Northside. This is tough business. You, a small trader, you don't have money to convince Wilhelmina. I wouldn't believe that you're a buyer. I wouldn't. I really wouldn't believe it. You're just sitting in your chair thinking gold will come to you. Gold will not come to you. You have to come to the gold. As I've said many times on my video, you place your order. Introduce yourself properly. We will do business. We have tons of gold. My seller is richer than you. But this is business. My seller mined the gold. I just explained to Wella from Namibia, just to get the license, $45,000, just a piece of paper. Just to apply to the government, $45,000. Then to get the export license, $7,000 worth. In total of $52,000, a piece of paper. To touch the gold on the ground, another expenses. The seller will hire the workers. The seller has to pay the wages. The seller has to hire excavator. That is money. And you're asking cheap price. To me, you're not. You are not qualified at all. You're not. I have been interviewing a lot of Duji buyer. I call them Duji. They're dishonest. They don't tell transparently. They wanted they wanted to become millionaire for not putting money. You will never become millionaire without putting a dollar. Yes? That is the reason why I put everything online. I was the one who patterned it. The way we Australians selling products online. Africa is behind. When a seller hired Wilhelmina, in the beginning I was hired in Ghana. I went to Ghana. I have a meeting with the seller. Yeah, and we have an issue. And the seller and the buyer negotiated each other. That was 2011. In Ghana, there are two kinds of gold, high grade and low grade. So I'm not going to explain that because I'm no longer handling Ghana. I fired all of my seller because the seller is devious as well. I have a bad experience in Ghana. I brought the buyer and they screwed me. Yeah. So I was scammed in Ghana big time. That's the reason why I share with you, Mr. Buyer, whoever you are, because I don't want to repeat your mistake. And I have a bad experience, but I learn out of my bad experience. I share it with you here. I don't handle Kenya. I don't handle Ghana anymore. I only handle my seller. My seller is more richer than you. Why? I've been to the office. Yeah. My seller owned the building. And my seller owned 7 concession and 7 company run by one family. To me, you are not rich guy because you're asking for C.I.F, cost insurance and freight only. You cannot afford to pay the gold. You cannot afford to pay the diamond. To me, you're just peanuts. That is the reason why you bargain, bargain, bargain. Gold is not for bargain. Fair is fair. You will only see my seller when you convince Wilhelmina, because I'm the one I am the boss. I am the extension. I am the extension to the seller. Mali, Conakry, Sierra Leone. And I do charge my extra service when I travel with you. But at the moment, because I cannot travel, I just been to Africa last year. I have the buyer arriving this week. And I'm gonna monitor his movement and he's happy. He's happy because I provide him the mining license of the seller, export license of the seller. Yeah? The video, how big is the seller? I put the buyer in Conakry, Mineral Consulting Group of Company. He's happy. And the buyer showed his business registration, passport copy, ID picture for the landing visa, proof of fund that he has the money, the value of his order. That is a real buyer. Yeah? And I'm going to monitor the buyer because I cannot travel. And he's confident on me. He trusts me because he saw all the profile of the seller. I've given him the profile and the contact number, everything. And he booked on the 5-star hotel that I know the manager of the hotel. That is a real buyer. But those buyers are devious, hiding their face. Yeah, don't hide your face. This buyer's agent, he called me live video call. I have a video conference with him. He's from Namibia. He's not scared to open his camera. I'm not scared to tell the world that I'm here. Most of you are scared to open your camera. I wonder why. That is the sign of illegal, dangerous to deal with. A buyer cannot show his face and the buyer cannot show his business registration. A buyer cannot show his proof of fund. To me, he's not a buyer. He's not. A real buyer doesn't talk too much. Only bullshit buyer, excuse my language. Yeah? Yes. Many years ago, I used to be in real estate. There was an Indian couple and my office doesn't want to deal with Asian because Indians are bargainer. So they called an Asian world. So where is Wilhelmina? I said, yes, my dear, how can I help you? We are immigrant from India. And you know, Indians are bargainer. And 3 things I asked this couple. They wanted to buy property. So I'm a real estate agent. And I told this Indian, how long you been in this country? 2 years. And are you working? Say yes. Are you working part-time or full-time? Part-time. Immediately, liability. The wife is not working. He has 3 children, liability. So I told him, did you talk to your bank manager to apply for a loan? And he said, no, I haven't. Okay, so how much your savings? That is the question. My saving is only 5,000. I want you to save money. You come back when you have at least $20,000 because you have to pay stamp duty and GST. Yeah, and he's happy, but my colleague doesn't want to entertain them. I'm very thorough because I'm here to help. Buying gold exactly the same. I'm helping you here. Yeah, but most of you are arrogant. I just talking to this African from South Africa. He's a little bit of arrogant. He wouldn't get gold from Wilhelmina. He wouldn't. I wouldn't bother to waste my time. 1 kilo. I wouldn't. I would only entertain buyer when the buyer send an L.O.I. Mr. Buyer, if you send an L.O.I, attention to Wilhelmina. State the carat and the purity. State the destination, address, and your consignee. State the proof of products. State the proof of fund that you have available fund in your bank account. State that. Then we will send you a letter of acceptance. You will see the full details of my seller, and you will see the banking details of my seller, because I have to put everything on the contract in order for you to review. Then you can review it, then you can amend a little bit, sign it, return it back to us. We'll send you a landing visa. Send me your ID picture so that I can instruct the head office to apply your landing visa, your arrival visa. Your information would not float around to broker. It would be intact with us. I have to protect the information of the buyer. I have to protect the information of the seller. A minute that the information goes to chain or broker, cut and paste, you fail, because I'm very strict. I want to see the buyer, who is the buyer. And if you are a broker, you need to ask your buyer that you're going to be paid. We don't give commission because we give the buyer a discount. Wilhelmina is very kind. I might consider to give you a gesture of goodwill. Once only, not continuous. There is no certain. There is no full time. You never know my seller will fire me. My appointment, you never know my seller terminate the appointment. And you never know that buyer will cancel the contract for second and third shipment. You never know. Yeah. So, Mr. Broker, whoever you are, don't think about money, commission. Be contented. You're going to be paid by your buyer, you charge your buyer. And Wilhelmina will give you a gesture of goodwill. Fair is fair. Yeah, you want to eat, I will give you a gesture of goodwill once only. Not continuous every month. No, we don't do that. You're just sitting down in your chair. You want to become millionaire and my head office working so hard. Wilhelmina is working so hard. My seller paid by performance. I don't need you guys. I don't need broker because buyer knows how to find supply. That is why we are on the global village. Global communication is most powerful. I was the one who put everything online. So you are lucky, Mr. Buyer, to watch this video. Again, don't rush. After you watch this video, click below. Read the full corporate offer. The procedure is in front of you. I will determine which seller I'm going to put you. I will determine after I receive your L.O.I. I will not tell you who is the seller because you have not convinced Wilhelmina. You haven't. Once you convince Wilhelmina, we will act in a professional way. You will receive a letter from the head office, sign and countersign with Wilhelmina. Yes, you will see. I will provide the profile of the seller, but you convince Wilhelmina first. Thank you very much. Have a pleasant good evening.